I don't want any of these fucking cards. Why am I even running streaming tonight? The chair is the same as it was yesterday, as far as that goes. The fuck's there an aspirate here? Weird fucking draft. I don't want to look at this movie. They won't let me hide the card. Blood Crypt's alphabetically before it. This is a strange one, to say the least. Danny Smith! Thank you for the subscription. No. No one does. No bother, but they did away with that, at least for this seat. I can play it the same day as you on Tuesday the 6th. You're welcome. I actually feel like this guy wouldn't be the worst in this. Making some treasures for the breach, but I do kind of like blue in my removal heavy decks too. This is a good blue land, so I'm a little conflicted. Should be pretty easy to tell what I first picked. It's in the fucking deck box. You dumbasses. Oh, it's starved to death in a grocery store. Will this hide it? That'll hide it. See, I love this fucking thing. In a deck like this. Sharp Set, thank you for the subscription. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. They're coming. I got them all ordered. Lucid Moose Lid, thank you for the subscription. Mr. Densky, thank you for the subscription. Crucius, thank you for the appearance in the draft. Shout out Crucius as well. I might take this Evolve Sleeper. I don't think I need a third Wrath of Cardboard Nomad, thank you for the subscription. I think I like it better than a War Boss here. I like it. I'll pick it. I like Underdog. Give me that motherfucker. Grave Titan's nice too. I don't like Judith. I don't think I'm gonna pick Commit Memory. Probably just pick this Young Pyro and hope not to play it. It's a hard question to answer. I can't answer it while I'm in the middle of this, but I'll try to answer it Remind me if I don't. Try to remind me. Clockwork Intent. Thank you for the subscription. You may not like the answer. I can give a pretty good answer, I think. I'm not getting the good black removal. This is like, remember as I say this, like this is like one of the worst possible options for its job. That's kind of how cube works. But I'll go into more detail. But I'm a red-black deck. If I'm going to play a 2-mana removal, sorcery deal, like it's like the worst option.
When I win, you're telling me what you know.
Well, it's better than this, but I don't even consider this a card. Oh, never mind. I was thinking 3 drops. I mean, 1 green land I don't think is going to let me splash my Helana or whatever. This is definitely the card I want most. I think it'll probably wheel. I think this is probably the card I'd want the next most. But I'm not even sure if that's the case, which almost makes me just want to take this guy first. Because I don't even know what I want the most. And I really want that Harvester. Pick him, fuck it. This is way too good. I like cut ribbons, but this card is stupid. I don't have a sample size with any deck large enough to make it anything. I have no idea, Dodge Troll. I couldn't tell you how I've done with them, how many I couldn't tell you anything. Nor if I looked up my stats, I don't think it would mean anything either. I think my deck looks pretty fine. That's all I can really tell you. I don't think I want Solemn. Like, it's ramping into one thing. I think I want Gearhulk. Another big card. I think I just want a braid. I don't know. A braid's no better than Obliterating Bolt, really. I'll take this boat. I don't love it, though. Probably play it. There's no vintage cube. I said that this is not my favorite version of the. First of all, Arena Cube does not just mean cube on Arena. Just like Vintage Cube is on Magic Online. Well, it's not now. There's no Vintage Cube on there now. Also, it's the name of a cube. Arena has Arena Cube, Tinkerer's Cube, and Chromatic Cube. I said this version of the Arena Cube is not my favorite version of it. So this might be my 3rd favorite Arena Cube of all time. That absolutely does not mean that I don't like it. Also, no one in the world can play Vintage Cube right now. Me included. It is unavailable. Has been for a while now. This is definitely the best of the bunch of this stuff, but this is an effect I don't have anything like. I don't know. Take what I know. Don't have to be sorry. Either I was unclear or you didn't understand me or something. Now this is the worst. See, I'm cutting one thing for like, I'm upgrading my stuff, which is not as good. Fuck Zealous. I'm not that kind of deck. There is not. You play this to try to win $1 in arena currency. That's what you can win. It's high stakes action. I play it because I like it. If you watch it, I hope you watch it because you like it.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Alright, network error. Cool. Okay. I'll try to answer this question from Mr. Densky. Can you at least say that you're here? Tell me you're here. Okay. I answered it the other day. To be honest, we planned to do a podcast on the cube, and this was kind of going to be how I went into the podcast. But we both had technical difficulties. We want to get something out about the new set, so that's going to be postponed until the next time the cube is back on Arena. Because this is general cube stuff here, basically. So I'm going to assume, Mr. Densky, that you or most anyone that, like, comes around limited streams, let's say you were to do a regular draft of a new set of any set, you would have some sort of knowledge of the archetypes. Like, you would at least know the signpost uncommons. You'd know some sort of stuff. You would have studied it a little bit. Almost no one that comes into streams like this and stuff doesn't look at spoilers at all. They kind of try to know that all y'all want to know everything before you do it. That's true for everything for some reason except the cube. You guys seem to think that if you just know what the cards in the cube do, that you're okay. So this is twofold. One, the knowledge you can get from a cube is about 100,000 times more important than the knowledge you can get from a fucking normal draft set. A normal draft set is much more random. A cube, you see the same cards over and over and over and over and over. It happens over and over and over again. So if you know a card, like you know what Professional Facebreaker does, but you don't know if he's better than all the other 3-drops in the cube or worse than them all. So you don't fucking have any idea where you're at. You see a dragon and you don't know how many 5-drops there are. You don't know if it's one of the better ones or one of the worse ones. You go in there with literal no knowledge, and all of you do this. You won't even look through the card pool. The most important thing you need to know about a cube is what's available. You want to think about, like, if you want to be real simple and say, okay, I'm going to draft a red deck. Red aggressive. Well, you want to know how many 1-drops there are. Which ones are the best ones? How many of this? How many of that? Do you need to take the 1-drop early because there's not many of them? You don't know anything like that, so you're fucked. Then, like, for instance, this card, Judith. Red-black 3-drop. I don't think I'm ever going to play Judith in my deck, because if I'm red and black, there's fucking so many 3-drops in those colors that are better than Judith. Unless I have some crazy sack deck, which I don't think exists. I just think the card is awful and unplayable because you're going to have so many better options at 3. There's like no way you're not gonna in black and red if you're playing both of those colors. Same with, you need to know how many shocks you want to have in your deck. For me, I don't normally want to play more than 1 shock. So I don't want to draft them very highly. I need to know how many there are. Same with all these little removal spells. You basically need to know all this stuff. If you go in not knowing anything, you're going to have no, like, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're not going to, all the cards are going to look fine to you. They are mostly fine. Good news is all you got to do is click fucking view card pool. Now, you could go to certain websites that'll lay this out a lot nicer for you and be a lot easier. But you can see, well, shit, there's a lot of white one-drop creatures. You know? So when Ham says the fucking bodyguard sucks, or the soldier of Pantheon sucks, it's because you don't normally want to play 6 one-drops in your white deck. It's worse than all the other guys. You know, you cruise, you see how much removal there is, this and that. Well, you know, is fucking Lyra good? Well, let's see. No, because it's worse than AO, it's worse than Archangel, it's worse than like every 5-drop. But you see Lyra, oh, Lyra seems like a good card. No, 17 lands doesn't do any of that. Cube Cobra lays out the cards in an easier to look at manner than Arena. I'm sure other sites do it too. I look at Cube Cobra usually when I'm analyzing a cube. How many counter spells are there? Well, there's a shit ton in this. You know, do I want to pick which ones are the best? You know, how many do I want in a normal blue deck? If you pick Disallow early on in your blue deck, you know it's one of the worst counter spells there are. You're going to end up with way too many counter spells. You know, this is something you can pick up 12th and play it if you need it. If you didn't get a lot of other counter spells. Well, Tool Snap, again, you probably starve in a grocery store. I mean, how do you guys, it's right here. You gotta be fucking blind. It's just like the guy who always asks, what's my first pick? Y'all are arguing my first pick was it's on the fucking deck box. But, you know what I mean? Like, this is what you do to look through a cube. And this is the knowledge you will get just by scrolling through these cards is gonna benefit you so much more than watching every set review, looking up every stat. You guys will jump through 100 hoops before you're willing to pay your fucking gems to play a Murders of Karlov Manor draft. You'll have a guy that comes in here, he's not going to play for 2 weeks. He's going to watch me for 2 full weeks. He's going to watch me for 2 full weeks. He's going to listen to every piece of content, and then he's going to go and play the quick draft scared as a mouse with his gems. But then he's going to jump into the cube because he knows what the cards do, quote unquote, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's comparing them to, and he doesn't have any clue. So, I'm telling you, you don't have to do this. If you just want to have fun with the cube, no big deal. Don't bother, you know, but if you care, if you're like, what can I do to get better? Well, fucking know what's going on is the easy answer. Okay, anyway. You can always look at the card. It's not hard to find the card pool to the cube. It's in every announcement that you get in your mailbox. They put it a lot of places, but anyhow. I'm just saying that the way people interact with the normal draft is, I mean, you can look at them here. They're laid out pretty nicely here, but Cube Cobra, you can put them in a list by, it'll show you all the one drops and stuff. You know what I mean? That's kind of, and what I'm trying to tell you, if you put in 25% of the effort, 10% of the effort into the cube that you put into like a normal draft set, you're going to get more out of it because you see the same stuff over and over and over and over and over, right? Like it's more actionable. Sometimes in a draft set, you know, you can kind of force the archetype and know how you want it, but a cube, like, you could sit down and be like, what would the best possible mono red deck look like? You know what I mean? And like, then kind of know what you want your draft decks to look like and try to draft them in that image. So that's the best basic tip I can give you about Cube is just kind of try to know what's going on. You know what I mean? You're not going to know everything the first time you play it, but you know, some kind of idea would be nice. And I find most people don't think of it the same way. You can know what every card in this cube does, and that does not help you. I mean, it helps you against the people that also are in your same boat, except they don't know the cards, I guess. But Even if you have to read certain cards, if you know what the archetypes and stuff are, that you're going to be in better shape than somebody that just knows the cards. If you love Cube and you find what I say like no fun, then just don't do it, you know? But I enjoy looking through the Cube like that. So it's a little bit work, but it's fun for me. Two, I don't. Where's my burn down? My Lily. This is all definites. I mean, in regards to do I look at them all before I play them? Yes. I mean, I don't even understand your question. He asked for advice, tip. I said, look at the cards. That's my tip. Obviously, if I'm playing two different cubes, I'm going to play them completely differently. But I would approach starting it by looking at it. If that answers your question. I really don't know where you were going with that one. I can probably play one more 2-mana removal card if I want. I don't know which one's better. Probably this, since I've already got 2 that deal 4. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of prep. Maybe I spend a half hour, an hour, looking at the cards. Trying to think, like, when I go, oh, red has 4 1-drops that are playable. I probably don't want to try to draft 1-drop red aggro. I mean, this isn't a huge process for me. I just tried to give a simple tip. Why do those cards, just because there's not much, I'm not going to want to put lands back, you're saying? I mean, I'm going to play 18 lands if that makes a difference to you. I mean, we can fight over that or think about that. I'm going to leave this in at least as a placeholder. Because, I mean, I know I want to play one of them. I'm never playing Rabbit Battery in this deck. In a bazillion years. Wrath of God, Breach, Rabbit Battery deck or whatever. Thoughtseize is one of the best cards in the cube. Thoughtseize is a top 5 card in this cube. I should probably be playing my Inquisition, but this is way worse than Thoughtseize. This very well might get a spot. Also, every deck is fair in an arena cube. Thoughtseize is the unfair card. Thoughtseize is one of the best cards. Should I play this boat? Usually you guys love the boat. Well, I don't play constructed. I have no idea. You're in the wrong place. Boat ain't great. Yeah, I mean, Spite might not make it then. I'm not huge on Karn. I mean, I love Karn, but he's cool with Crucius. It's just, he's not gonna, I gotta plus him, basically. I don't usually hate this card either. Whatever, I'm gonna put in my Inquisition. Which kind of, I mean, I want to play one of these two at least. I guess I can play this to loot. Let's play the, nobody liked the 3 damage. I'm playing one of these 4 cards. And I added a mid-range card, if that matters. I mean, I could use one little one, but I don't have to. I don't think I want to play Karn. I'm not playing Young Pyro. My burn down Gix's command, whatever deck. Not at all interested. I thought the boat looked good too. But normally chat always wants the boat. No, Oracle of the Alpha is probably in the bottom 200 cards in the cube. There's 540 cards. I would say 340 of them roughly are probably better than Oracle of the Alpha. So about as far off as you could be on that take, in my opinion. God damn it, Tim. I just want to submit a deck. Y'all come to some agreement on a card, please. There, I'll pick that. Nobody's happy. The one card nobody asked for. I got a fan, I guess. I doubt it's Alpo. At least it's funny. I find it funny. I hope they're playing 40. Like, they represent me with a 60 card deck. You know what I mean? I come with 40. I mean, it's possible they left when we got paired up, but of course they're here to make sure to see when I queue. Dead to that guy, probably. Good beats, I guess. Could be. Dylan R., you could be right. Maybe I just think I'm big time. Got an interesting deck. I can't say I like their deck too much. The Usher. The Usher is so. Why is the Usher in there, man? Just hover over this fucking thing. Where's the Usher in your. This is an odd looking Usher deck. Embercleave? I think he's got a cleave, but I don't know. Put it here anyway. I think I need to put it here if it's cleave. Become immense? I don't give a fuck about that. It's death touch, for crying out loud. What is that move? That is a. Come on, man. You don't even watch me. The game's not over. I can't kill you, man. Not that I think this is bad per se, but I might cut it just because His deck looks terrible, to be honest, and I kind of just want to make sure I don't have any cards that are too situational. I would expect to have to get pretty unlucky to lose to that pile of shit. I mean, it could happen. I think I just try to minimize any kind of bad luck. Virtue of Courage? Why? I don't know. I think I have enough removal. Like, I put in all my good early stuff. He's not a bitch. I know him. I don't want a fan like that. That's pitiful. I mean, that's pitiful. It won't know. It won't you, Alpo. Hope it's not anybody whose name I'd recognize as somebody that comes around often. It could have been like the fucking kebab penguin. Ilodin! Thank you for the subscription. At first, I thought it might have been Dodge Joel trying to be funny after yesterday, but no shot. It was, I mean, no. I feel kind of bad if he actually purchased it with points, but I don't know if that's what he did. I don't know how he got it. He's not even banned. But yes, he could play that way. You just cast this. It's by far your best card. I guess I should have, or did I not have the goat? Did he do it in response? I should have scried with the goat if I could have. I think. Why can't I escape it? Is escaping a casting? That's why. I didn't realize that. Whoops. The ham didn't know. Didn't really want him to have blink against breach. Maybe because you have no authority whatsoever, Alpos. Maybe that's why. Only card I think could remotely be good is Karn, which I might want over one of these removal. First of all, Alpo, Dodge Joel's nowhere near that. The rest of those on the. I thought you were a Kebab Penguin stan. I thought you loved him. I'm dead serious. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm. I don't recall any of this. I don't think Pizza ever came back after I took his away. Did I do that right then and there like an absolute idiot? It doesn't matter if I don't want to edict it. That was stupid. I think I almost want to do chapter 1 so that I can draw another card before I loot. I guess. You got all kinds of bounce and stuff. I don't just make it a 4/4, but maybe. I might should just held the fucking. Oh, I could scry. I don't ever play Woestrom. You can just play Lutri. Okay. This might be too slow. Maybe not. Life of Toshiro is out. And it's banging me. Where did I rate what? That thing? What's going on here? Yikes.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick. Haven't you
glad
ever
it's
heard
that
of
one.
personal space? Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all.
I might have to just take his fucking underdog. I'm gonna have to block his Scrounger. It's in my graveyard. Not a goddamn thing, really. Why Preacher? Then he just unearths his underdog, draws his land or whatever. Missed lethal. No shot. He's got like 2/4s and stuff. I don't think I really want Spite. Robber seems bad though. Inquisition doesn't seem great. Seems okay actually. Bankbuster's a good card. It can crew itself eventually. Why would I open it? This game's gotta just be about over. has Death Touch, huh? Oh, he's scooping. Look, I can either sit here and make fun of this guy or just ignore him. I was gonna just ignore him, Dylan. Like, you don't have to add to the stupidity. It's obviously he's saying the dumbest shit anyone's ever heard. I can't believe somebody like him is smart enough to have won a box in the first place.